The United States of America on Tuesday made a startling claim. India, along with China, are two of the largest state actors directly and indirectly involved in the supply of precursor chemicals for the illicit production of the synthetic opioid, fentanyl, by drug trafficking criminal organizations. The claim, which was made in the annual threat assessment report published by the US's Office of the Director of National Intelligence, says these groups, that is, transnational criminal organizations or TCOs for short, are often enabled both directly and indirectly by state actors such as China and India as sources of precursors and equipment for drug traffickers. China remains the primary source country for illicit fentanyl precursor chemicals and pill pressing equipment, followed by India. The synthetic opioid crisis in the US has killed roughly 55,000 people in the 12 months till September 2024, the threat report assesses. Fentanyl is a synthetic drug opioid approved by the Food and Drug Administration in the US, or the FDA, for use as a pain relief medicine and an anesthetic. It is approximately 100 times more potent than morphine and 50 times more potent than heroin. For the incumbent administration under US President Donald Trump, the continued import of fentanyl and its use as a recreational drug has become a national security issue. On 1st February, Trump issued country-specific tariffs against China, Mexico, and Canada due to the continued flow of illicit fentanyl and its precursor chemicals into the US. Trump specifically accused the Chinese government of subsidizing and incentivizing its domestic chemical companies to export fentanyl and related chemicals, which are used to produce synthetic opioids that are sold illicitly in the United States of America. Similarly, his order on Mexico claimed that there exists an alliance between these drug cartels operating in the country and the Mexican government as the reasoning behind the imposition of those new tariffs. He also accused the Canadian government of doing little to prevent the flow of fentanyl for the imposition of those targeted tariffs against Ottawa. However, this is the first major report under his administration which has claimed that India has become one of the largest suppliers of illicit fentanyl and other precursor chemicals to the US after China. The previous threat assessment reports released in February 2024 during President Joe Biden's administration made a mention of a flow of precursor chemicals for fentanyl production from India, but not to the level that the latest report assesses. It remains to be seen how the Trump administration would look to leverage its national interest of stopping the flow of these precursor chemicals into the hands of drug cartels and the larger ties with India. The joint statement between President Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, which was announced last month, saw both sides promise to combat narco-terrorism. However, the conversations surrounding India-US ties are currently focused on the looming threat of reciprocal tariffs, which the American president has promised to impose on 2nd April. The US is India's largest export market. Roughly $77 billion worth of goods were exported from India to the US in 2023 and 2024. The next country, UAE, received roughly $35 billion worth of Indian goods, which shows the importance of the US market for Indian trade. That is all for me today. Do subscribe to The Print for more such news and analysis.